So, a couple things to point out here. One, I'm walking. Two, I'm walking unassisted. I don't know what he's barking at. I don't know what they're all barking at. There's nothing to bark at. Yesterday, well, today's the 5th. Yesterday at physical therapy, Katie said, "You know what? How about you not use your cane anymore?" And I'm like, "What?" So I said, "Okay." And now I am walking unassisted. Doing okay. You can see I have a little bit. Let's see if I can catch my hitch. Got a little bit of one, but not too bad. So, pretty exciting. Moving along, unassisted. I can do more. That's great. So it's March 15th. Heading to physical therapy. Tomorrow I have my appointment with Dr. Jang. It's probably going to be my last appointment with him. I think Katie's going to take some measurements. Might be a interim report card to send to Dr. Jang. Not that he'll read it, but we'll see. Feeling pretty good though. I spent the weekend by myself. Tracy was on her trip to Death Valley, and I was able to do everything. Walking without any sort of crutch or cane. Building strength in my legs. Ankle feels pretty good. I mean, it's stiff in the morning, it's sore in the evening, and that is what it is. So feeling pretty good about the ankle and how that's progressing.
Okay, do it. Yeah. What's the bit?
Coming up.
No.
Just too careful.
A little more, you got it.
No, I know. But
There you go. Good. We gained 1 degree
All right.
from like 2 weeks ago.
That's not bad.
So the spondylolisthesis just means one vertebrae moves forward to the other one. Anterolisthesis means one vertebrae moves forward.
Ready?
Spondylolisthesis could also be that there's a different group. Does that make sense? Anterior means it always.
3 degrees better.
Woohoo!
Good job.
Okay, it's March 16th, and just left my 5-month appointment with the surgeon, and I'm good to go. So I don't think I need to go see him anymore. Release me, no restrictions. So it's all on me now. So it's March 16th, heading back to Pittsburgh. My dad's procedure is now scheduled for tomorrow, the 17th. So probably be up here for the weekend and be with my parents and my brother as my dad goes through his aortic valve replacement. Luckily, they're going to do it through a catheter, which should be significantly less recovery time. So thoughts and prayers for Dad. All right, so I'm up in Daisytown, Pennsylvania at my parents' place. Dad had his aortic valve procedure today, and it went really well, so he looked really good. It's St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, and so we're home already from the hospital. We'll go back tomorrow. My brother Drew's here, back here at the house with my mom, and brought my bow with me to shoot while we're here. I increased the draw weight, still messing around with the draw length too. I'll get into that later. But I also came down to the creek, Pike Run. I spent many years trout fishing here as a kid and young adult, and it's kind of cool to come back. This is the main fishing hole. I'm gonna turn the camera around. we used to call this the Big Rock. Well, the Big Rock a few years ago broke in half. Now it's half the Big Rock in a big pile of brush and junk behind it. But it's probably, I don't know, 3-4 feet in front of that rock, and that's where the stock trout like to hang out, and around this bend as well. So it's kind of cool to come back and check it out. Okay, it's Sunday, March 20th. Just about home, coming home from Pittsburgh, and my dad's doing exceptionally well. We're all very happy with his recovery from his aortic valve replacement procedure just this past Thursday. It's pretty amazing. So it's good to see family. Hung out with Dad and my brother yesterday while my mom was at a conference, and also hanging out with my mom. Good weekend all around. I did take my bow with me to shoot while I was up there, and while I was up there, one of the screws that holds the rotating mod in place fell out, and I lost it. So I got to call Prime tomorrow and get a new screw. Not real happy. So, but otherwise, good weekend. So thankful that Dad is feeling better. He said this is as good as he's felt in a long time. So great there. A big part of our planning for our elk hunt in September is the application strategy. As we mentioned, Nick and I are planning to go elk hunting in Colorado this year, archery hunt in September. And Colorado is becoming increasingly more difficult to get a elk tag in some of the better units. Colorado has two different types of licenses. One is a limited entry license where you have to apply to certain units, and then they also have what's called over-the-counter tags, which are good in about 50 different units, and you don't have to apply. You can just walk up and get those. The good news about the over-the-counter tags is that you can walk up and get them. You don't have to apply. The bad news is that's what lots of people do, and reports are that they can get pretty crowded. Now, the limited entry units are less crowded in general, but they do take what's called preference points to get. Most of them do. And what preference points are points that you get if you're either unsuccessful in a prior year in a limited entry application. You get what's called a preference point. You can also buy a preference point without applying for a license and kind of bank those points to be used later. And that's what Nick and I did last year. We both bought a preference point to use this year. So it is now April 3rd. We have until April 5th to apply. Getting on the laptop right now to do the application. Pretty exciting day. I've been waiting for a year and a half to do this application, and so just really looking forward to getting in there. We won't know until the beginning of June whether or not we got our first, second, or third choices. So this is a culmination of a year and a half's worth of research. Comes down to this day with our application strategy. So stay tuned. All right. Well, it's the evening of Monday, April 4th, and my first really long walk, walking the puppies. Where's Ruby? She's always behind. Walking in the woods. I came down the hill from the road. This will probably be a little over 2-mile loop over uneven terrain. So the first time I've done this since, 6 months at least. So it's a good step forward. I just completed the application for Colorado elk hunt this morning. I meant to do it yesterday, but made a couple adjustments to the application strategy. Feels good walking them both by myself. Tracy has a horse riding lesson tonight, so I was just going to stick on the road, and I said, what the heck, let's give it a shot, see how we do, see how the ankle's holding up. So far it's holding up pretty good. No brace, just my boots. I'm about halfway through, so definitely a step in the right direction, literally. Well, good morning. It's Friday, April 8th, right before 9 o'clock, and I am heading to a gym, a CrossFit gym, where they have an in-body scanning machine. One of the things that I'm doing for getting ready for the elk hunt, just in less than 6 months now, is to get in shape. First and foremost is to recover from the broken ankle, the surgery and the rehab and the PT, and that's going very well. Down to once a week there. But the other thing is really to get in shape to do that backcountry elk hunting. And I started February 1st doing a diet, or at least a nutritional plan to lose weight. I started at 216 pounds February 1st, and just trying to figure out what's the right combination of nutritional intake and also exercise to get down to my goal weight, which is now 200 pounds. I haven't been 200 pounds in probably 16 years, maybe longer than that. But as I said, I started 2 months ago, and as of Tuesday, I was down to 205. So I've lost a significant amount of weight, I think, in 2 months, about 11 pounds. But back in February 8th, I did a first in-body scan, which measures a number of different things. So two of the things that I've been doing for weight loss, one was just trying to figure out what my daily caloric intake should be, based on my weight. And it took me a while to figure that out. Based on the first in-body, my BMR was right around 1,800 calories. And so I kind of started there. Actually, I started a little higher than that. I started about 2,000 calories a day, and I'm tracking that on my FitnessPal app, which I've been using for about 5 years. So I was already familiar with that. But I wasn't losing any weight. And then I went down to 1,800 calories. Still wasn't losing any weight. So then I went down to 1,600 calories a day. And that's actually working very well. And about 5-6 weeks ago, I added doing intermittent fasting. So I fast for 16 hours and then only eat during 8 hours of the day at that 1,600 calorie amount, and that's worked really well. So my plan is to continue doing the 1,600 calories a day in intermittent fasting until I reach my goal weight of 200, which at this point will probably be the end of April, and then focus more on building strength and endurance instead of weight loss. I'm already doing a lot of strength and endurance work. Once I get down to 200 pounds, I'll probably up my caloric intake to 1,800, switch around my macros ratios. Right now I'm at 120 grams of protein a day, 120 grams of carbs a day, and 70 grams of fat. I'll probably up the carbs a little bit to get to 1,800 calories a day in a strength and endurance building mode. But I'm very pleased with my progress in this phase of my getting into elk shape. So that in combination with just the physical therapy for my leg, I think I'm in a good position now to meet my goal. Now, it's important for me to I don't know, to articulate that I'm not looking to lose weight for the sake of losing weight. My desired end state is to be an effective backcountry elk hunter. And to do that, I need to walk on 2 feet, which I can do now. And 2, I need to get in better shape. And part of that getting in better shape is losing weight. So, and that has helped me focus my entire program. I have other lines of effort: shooting my bow, learning how to elk hunt, about elk, the application strategy. All of those things are very important for me to be an effective backcountry elk hunter. The gear is all important, and you know, the physical part for me is also very important. So this is not a vanity thing for me. Not really. I guess for everybody it is a little bit, but the goal is to be an effective backcountry elk hunter. It is not to get in shape. I just felt compelled to share that. So once I get the new in-body scan, I will share that, and we'll see where we are. So back from the in-body scan, and some interesting results from that. So I'm going to switch this around so you can see the report I got. So where I started back February 8th was when I got the first one. It was 216.8 pounds. Looking at the body fat mass, 66 pounds. Dry lean mass, 39.9, and total body water, 110. And looking down here with some of the muscle fat analysis. So the skeletal muscle mass, 84.9, and the body fat mass, all in pounds, 66. So what that shows, you can see like a C curve here. It's shaped as a C, right? And ideally, you want this to look like a D. So what your skeletal muscle mass is greater than your total body weight and your body fat mass. So that's the ideal situation. BMI 29.4, and the percent body fat is 30.4. So that was 2 months ago. Now, yesterday, 206.4, so over 10 pounds, right at 10 pounds, which is great. But here's the cool thing. Dry lean mass, 40.3, which is slightly higher, but my body fat mass is now 54.5. So that's 11.5 pounds of fat that I lost of the 10 pounds. So all of the weight that I lost is body fat. And you can see that my C is much more shallow than it was 2 months ago. Pretty happy with that. So what that tells me is I'm on the right track. Keep doing what I'm doing, continue to do the 16-8 intermittent fasting. So fast for 16 hours, eat for 8 hours, continue on the 1,600 calories a day until I get to my goal weight of 200, and then I'll adjust accordingly. Probably go to 1,800 calories a day. Continue to do the intermittent fasting, and then continue to build muscle. Pretty stoked that everything I've been doing for the last 2 months is starting to pay off.